So this is a great question. How can you take micronized progesterone? So micronized progesterone, remember, is going to be the chemical base is going to come from the same place, United States Pharmacopoeia. And then depending on who takes it and packages it, if it is commercially available as Prometrium or its generic form micronized progesterone, it is made in, well, it was initially peanut oil. Now I think it might be a different type of oil, but it's made in oil and it's immediate release, which means you take it orally and you get all of the progesterone all at once. So some people do okay with it, and there's only 2 strengths. So if you want other options, you don't have anything that is FDA approved or commercially available. But we have lots of other options through compounding pharmacies. Compounding pharmacies are not under the scrutiny of the FDA because they don't have technical doses. They don't have patent doses. They can make any dose. So no one's gone through the trouble of getting a patent for a specific dose. So that's the only reason it's not FDA approved, not because there's quality concerns. Several articles that are published that look at the safety and efficacy and the sterility of compounded products. So having said that, you can take oral progesterone in any dose, 50, 75. I mean, literally anything that you want, that I want to write can be made. So if you have a problem with the dose, you can still take oral progesterone. You can slow release it. It's you can't really say slow. We can slow it down the release. So that can help some people. You can take it as a troche. A troche is a melt in your mouth. What's the benefit of that? That is thought to be sublingual. When that happens, you're not going through the liver. You're not going through the gut. It's directly into the blood system in the veins under your tongue. So the thought is that it gets in quicker, but it gets out quicker. It's a quick release as well. So it doesn't seem to make you as tired, but it can still give you systemic absorption. The other question was, can you give it an injection? Yes, many times during infertility, I was given injections of progesterone in oil. So that can be an option. Now remember, anytime you take an injection, you're going to get a big peak and then down. It is an option if you can't tolerate it. It's not going to go through the stomach. It's not going to go through the liver. Progesterone, I don't have any concerns about going through the liver. You can take it vaginally. Now, the actual capsule that is commercially available is not really chemically made to be put in the vagina. I know people do it, and some people have no problem with absorption, but it's made to be swallowed and get through the acidity of the stomach. So the capsules of progesterone are going to be formulated different in a different base. And so it would be more in the form of suppository. It might still be something that looks like a capsule, but the pharmacist will put it in something that will melt and then release progesterone. That is still somewhat local therapy, although I've had some people that have gotten systemic effects from that as well. Everybody's a little bit different. There are some blood vessels around the vagina that can take it in there as well. Topical progesterone, another great option. The only concern we have with that, not the only, but the absorption is a little bit different, right? So we can't measure it in the blood. It doesn't make the blood levels go up because you're putting the topical on your skin. It's getting into the capillaries and it doesn't come back through the veins, which is where we check blood levels. It's going to go back through the lymphatics. So it's going to look like there's not any in your venous blood when you do your blood levels. Now, the topical progesterone, there haven't been studies that show, there's only one study, a small study by Helene Leonetti, that she looked at progesterone cream with estrogen and actually did biopsies of the uterus to see, is there any concern that the estrogen is going to cause growth in the uterus and there's no progesterone to balance it? There was no concern. It showed that topical progesterone did protect the endometrium, but that was a small study. So we don't have any large studies saying that, yes, this is something that we can use to counteract the estrogen. So if you're taking estrogen, we generally don't give you a topical cream. Now, some of my patients don't tolerate it, so I'll go ahead and do that. But if they have any bleeding or any concerns with the uterus being stimulated, then we'll try to get them some oral. So basically oral, transdermal, IM is an option, intravaginally, troche is an option. We don't really give IV, obviously, although there are some studies of giving IV progesterone for brain injury patients in the ear. So you can really give it all of those ways. You just can't get it commercially and have to work with a compounding pharmacy.